I'm Andy Whelton. I'm a professor of civil, environmental, and ecological engineering at Purdue University. So about a year ago, my Purdue University team traveled to Hawaii to help out the University of Hawaii support the community after the wildfires. In Maui, when the wildfires occurred, much of the area became locked down. And that, in a sense, isolated large portions of the population from everybody else. So unlike places like in California and Colorado, where people literally could get in their cars and drive away, in Maui, certain roads were just non-passable. There was no power, there was no communication, nobody was telling people what to do. They were just kind of on their own. And that was very different than what we've seen elsewhere in Colorado and California. And as it turns out, nobody previously looked at chemical contamination and damage from agricultural water systems. These are water systems that support farmers, that support ranchers, animals, crops, and these are highly vulnerable to fire. What we found was that some of these water systems were extensively destroyed. In one branch alone, 50,000 feet of plastic water line was destroyed. That's 9.6 miles of one ranch. And why that's important is because these businesses employ people in the area. And so when they have a financial loss, that can reverberate out and affect other people. So we provided them and the Hawaii Department of Agriculture advice. We documented the types of damage, developed a fact sheet, and provided it for the community so that people in and outside of Hawaii can benefit from the lessons learned in Maui. Another issue is that after fires and people are living in standing homes, they're going to take action to try to best protect their family and friends. And if they don't know what to do, they're going to do something. And so what we found was that some households started going on the internet and buying commercial water testing kits that were incapable of testing the water. But because they didn't have any guidance and they didn't have a place to go to, they needed to do something. Because wildfires, when these events occur, feels like you lose control of everything. You don't really have control of your property anymore, your home, your job, what's going on the next day. And so people are seeking control and safety. And what they do sometimes is not necessarily driving towards protecting public health and safety. And so when you have these types of disasters, we really need agencies to get out there and start sharing the best available advice as soon as possible in multiple ways so that the communities can work by themselves with themselves to recover, but also that it gives them control back to making decisions for the safety and well-being of their families. From our responses and investigations after wildfires, we know that there are several things that people can do now in anticipation of a wildfire happening. The first is make sure that you don't have vegetation around your water meters and other water pipes. So if your water meter is buried under a bush, if that bush catches fire, it's going to burn up that water meter and contaminate your water and potentially plumbing and pipes inside your house. So it's not a good idea to have combustible things near your water system assets. Another lesson is that the faster you respond to the incident and keep water flowing out of your faucets, whereas it doesn't run dry, the less chance you have of contamination getting in there and taking months or years to get out. So if I owned a home that was impacted by wildfire and I received drinking water from a water utility, the first thing I would do on the topic of drinking water is call the utility and ask them what I should be doing about it. Is it safe or is it not safe? And if they say it's safe, I would ask them, how do you know that? And explain to me where I can go to find that information. And so after fires, utilities and government agencies need to share as much information as possible with the public so they can make decisions to protect their friends and their family.